Welcome back to the Global Esports Cup brought to you by Gameshow and Azubu. My name is Dabu and we are watching the second map between Titan and Go Lounge or Lounge Gaming, whoever or however you want to call them. So the first one was not too tense. I am sorry to disappoint you guys out there, but Titan just stomped them 16-6 if I'm not completely mistaken. And it is cash. It is a map that is slowly but surely fading away from the CT's control. It goes over to a terrace-sided map, more or less, just a few percentage points. Statistics brought to you by hltv.org. But yeah, Titan chose to pick the CT side, and that's a weird thing, but they are very confident. They have strong CT AWPers in the hands of Shoxy and also by Smiths, who is their more or less primary AWPer. So let's see what is going to happen in the pistol round. Titan starting on the CT side, like I mentioned, and Lounge on their own map pick on the terrace side. They probably have a few good ideas about what to do here, because it's their map pick, you know? They are supposed to know what they want to do here. And they have the first frag already. It's me who was able to get that. And now they are holding back. The CTs have one player in middle, that's Existence. RPK on B alone. Smith and Scream stick together. They are the guys that move everywhere together. They moved to Envious, and they moved back from Envious to Titan again. And now they are in X-Titan together, so they are still brothers from another mother. Oscarish and Existence will trade blows. Existence, good aim with the P2000. Makes them feel the power. 3v3 after plan position. The CTs are close already, and they all have armor, but no defuse kits. Luckily for them, the bomb is ticking 40 seconds now, and Scream will pop a brain on the wall. Innocent is down. 2v2 thanks to Oscarish. And it's going back and forth. Now Oscarish drops another one. It's a 1v2, and Scream is cornered in. Mouse with the important last frag to make it 1-0 in favor of Lounge. And it's now Titan with the disadvantage. We have seen the same on Dust 2 already. So don't worry, if you're a Kappa fan, you might not be disappointed after this force buy. 2 Deagles for Scream and Scream and Shocks, and Existence with the Scout. Well, the terrorists already make their way into middle with 2 Mac-10s, 3 AKs. Lounge going for some money here. They want to pick up those money shots. Mihu is going to be the one to start the fragging. And Smurfs is already tagged to 17. Should be a straightforward win for the terrorists if they do everything right. Sometimes those are the hardest rounds, because you never know when your opponent is going to be the lion that is cornered in. And there he goes! Existence with a double. One with a scout and one with a nade. Quickly making it a 3v3 again. The terrorists are stunned for a second. Now they will move forward into checkered. Mouse with a 28 HP takes point. Oh, but what a running headshot onto Existence. A 2v3 now in favor of the terrorists. And next Titan are not looking as strong as I hoped, because I always love upsets in those rounds. You know, I love people winning those upsetting rounds. They are still not over the hump. Shox comes in from behind with a deagle. And the terrorist has to focus on 2 different angles. Smith is coming in. He goes down to Innocent. And it Shocks. Good possibility to take Innocent down and make it quite expensive. Whoa, he gets pushed. Oh, he gets pushed. But he pushes back. Luckily for the terrorist, 3 were a little bit too much for Shocks. And he ran out of bullets as well. But that was a little tense. A little too tense, maybe. Lounge already feel how strong X-Titan can be if you give them the chance to. Now a full save for the CTs. And straightforward killing now. At least it should be. I don't want to talk too soon anymore. We have seen those situations slip away so many times. But compared to the previous round where they had CZ75s and Eagles and the Scout, the USP is really a huge downfall. And obviously Kappa don't do too much damage here. 5-0 for Oscarish. And well, the rest is doing his job as well. 0-3 for Smiths and RPK. But it's just been the pistol round and the 2 consecutive anti-ecos. Shocks will be the main AWP, at least for this moment. You never know when they will switch back to Smiths, who was the main AWPer on Dust 2, but that's not a real surprise for any experienced CSGO veteran or fan of the French scene. They all know Smiths is the Dust 2 rat, so to speak. He's like the Wüstenfuchs in Germany. Yeah. Now, I kind of throw myself off there, but there's not too much happening. Just repositioning by the CTs according to the info they gather. Run boost. Scream is on the box, and now he gets abandoned by his teammates. They focus on middle and B. And it seems to be a good idea so far. We still don't know where the bomb is going to go. Ultimately, Lounge still have everything on the drawing board. They don't have to do anything yet. 45 seconds on the clock, and the first frag finally for the CTs. The terrorists eager to retaliate, but Sparrow has to learn to bend bullets around the corner first before he can pick up that frag. So Existence wise staying defensively, which is not the case for Smith. Shoxy though in the back of the bomb site will draw it back to a 3v3. He tries to intercept the bomb planter. That's a cheeky position there he got. Oh, he waits for the flash to pop and then goes for the shot. The timing wasn't right though, and he doesn't connect it. The CTs take their time, and Mouse messes up that flash grenade. Oscarish doesn't mess up that spray though. And even though Existence came back for a brief second, he's up against 2 terrorists, and I think he fancies a save now. He doesn't have a defuse kit, and even though the bomb is ticking for 40 seconds with the new timings, he used a lot of time just to get there, and then they waited for the terrorists to make a mistake. The AWP gets flying past him, and if it was made of plastic, it's fantastic. It's not made of plastic. It's solid steel. No, what is it? I don't know. I think it's steel. Some parts are certainly steel. Some might be... I don't even know. What are guns made of? Parts of plastic probably as well. Who cares? It shoots and it kills. That's all we need to know. X-Titan sends Smith forward now. He's returning to his scope. And he will get that first frag, but Oscarish with a trade, leaving it at a 4v4. And the most important weapon has been taken out already. RPK with the CC75 is not going to put up that big of a problem for Sparrow on the B-bomb side. Scream, Shoxy and Existence still have a deagle and 257, so it's still a little bit dangerous for the terrorists if they run into the wrong angles at the wrong moment. But they chose the right bomb site to do what they are supposed to do. They planned, and they will cover each other. Only Oscarish runs into some danger here. He spots the legs, but a little bit too late. Shoxy can pick up the AWP, and now he can call in for his teammates to pick up some more weaponry. That definitely works in favor of the CTs. Existence could even come in here and pick up another AK, and look at Scream. The team play is real. He tossed the AK closer to Existence so he gets his hands on that weapon a little earlier than he would have if it was just lying where it was lying before. So Titan will get 3 weapons out of this round. Well, they started with the AWP, but that's not gonna look good for Lounge. 5-0 though, So the Poles are taking the lead, and a mandatory lead considering the scoreline on the first map, and also considering that it's a slightly terrace-sided map here on Cache. But we are yet to find out what Titan have in store in the second weapon round. Smith with the AWP in middle, and Shoxy goes for his own AWP. I still call him Shoxy. I should still call him Shox though. I mean, those syllables that get added to the names. Scream with the first frag, and Existence is doing his job in middle. Innocent is replying, and now they have to cover each other. They are expecting some backstab pushes by the CTs. And I mean, that's just thorough play by Lounge. They know the CTs had the edge at the start, and they expected somebody to push all the way out. Scream was about to do that, but he held back a little bit. Now he's still around there, and the terrorists are still weary of his position, but they decide sometimes it's better to push forward and just proceed with what you want to do initially, even though you're about to be backstabbed. Smith goes to work onto Oscarish. Easy frag for him into middle. 2v4 now. Mouse and Innocent are running out of time, as well as running out of manpower. They make the CTs go down a man now, and they have a fighting chance. If they only knew where Shoxy was. They didn't. But he didn't get the frag either. The terrorists will plant the bomb. There's no question about that anymore. But Mouse goes down too. Smith, good frag by him. Innocent is alone on the platform. He's swamped already. The CT's coming from every single direction. Good damage onto Smith. Good frag onto Scream. But he goes down to Shox's headshot. And it's X-Titan with the round on the board. 5-1. The Frenchmen are starting to pick up the first, and maybe they can string a few rounds together. The money for the terrorists is not as out of control as it could be. If you consider 5 rounds going their way, they lost a lot of men in those rounds. And that resulted in a lot of rebuying for Lounge Gaming. And it keeps the CTs within reach. If they win this round, Lounge could try to force it up, obviously, depending on if they plant the bomb or not. And we could see another crucial round. But first, let's focus on this one. Assistance with the aggressive push, but Sparrow retaliates already. 4v4 is restored, equal players. And that, as you all know, favors the terrorists, at least for now. Oscarish is still in the crucial door position. He must have heard Shoxy there. If he pays attention, and if it's quiet in TeamSpeak, he should be able to hear him though. Let's see. Shoxy is still focused on A main. And the terrorists seem to have a plan. I mean, Oscarish should be the guy opening the door and distracting Shoxy, but that's not happening. Shoxy with the double kill in main. Now Oscarish steps out, but that's too late as well. And Existence had the door covered from the get-go. No AWP save though, or at least Shox's AWP is not saved by the CTs. Lounge lose another round, and now they haven't planted a bomb. They're not going to force it up. They just upgrade their pistols and buy some armor, but no head armor for them. And that's a huge difference for the terrorists. If they have head armor, they can survive that headshot by the CTs. If they don't, they won't. Well, Shox has to find a head first. Finally, does pick up Mouse. Innocent. Oh, nice headshot there onto Shox. Gets a rifle as well, so the terrorists claw their way back into the round. If they get a few more, at least Smith needs to go before they can plant the bomb. But if Scream holds down that angle, it's impossible for the terrorists to kill Smith in the corner. And X-Titan will get another round to make it 5-3. They are mounting their own comeback. The terrorists on the other side have the 5 AKs to put up some more resistance and to get back on track. Kappa with 9 frags on Existence now. He was the guy on the bottom on this too, but now he's doing fine. Shox with 8. Now PK on only 1 kill. He was the man to start Dust 2 for X-Titan. And now he's not doing too well. But X-Titan is doing better and better. Now they got another good information on play here on the A bomb site. But miHu and Sparrow will punish them for that move. They already sent miHu all the way down into the CT spawn, getting the frag onto RPK. But on the B bomb site, it's trade for trade. And the terrorists are all over the place. Smith is just struggling for any sort of position. He doesn't know where the terrorists are. At least he doesn't know anymore. And as soon as he peeks out, miHu is there to capitalize. 6-3 in favor of Lounge. The Polish squad is pulling away again with the scoreline. Titan or X-Titan have enough money on the other side. And they will go for another AWP. Shocks with the M4A4. So the Frenchmen still have one more chance to turn the momentum back again. Sparrow is working on the B bomb site together with his teammates. Lounge with 2 players in middle. And they flash Smith out of position. He's just waiting for them to make the move into vents. But Innocent has different plans. He wants to get rid of that orb, and there he goes. Good shot by Innocent. Not giving Smith the slither of a chance in that encounter. 5v4, the terrorists get closer to the B bomb site by every second. RPK is in the corner. He's not being checked. Oh, he disposed of miHu with a good shot, but Mouse with the refrag will keep it in control for the terrorists. Now the CTs have to rotate. Scream will pick off Innocent on that rotation movement. And Existence still holds on to the platform. Now he is going to be pushed by the terrorists in a second. Mouse already disposing of Scream. And can Shocks rotate from middle? Existence goes to work on Toskarish, holds onto the platform. He gets another shot onto Sparrow. And Mouse goes down to the backstab of Shocks. Existence and company get back on track again. And it's just round for round, traded back and forth. Really a thrilling exchange at the moment. More thrilling than it was on Dust 2, that's for sure. Now the AWP gets switched to Shocks now. It's just interesting to keep an eye out on who is going to pick up the AWP. I think it just depends on where Smith or Shocks is going to spawn. And if Shocks has the better spawn, they're gonna give it to Shocks. And if Smith has the better spawn, they are going to give it to Smith. Sparrow tries to get his hands on that weapon, and it was dropped in middle, but he doesn't. Existence with a frag. Oh, Mouse has big trouble. But the same goes for Existence, who retreats rather than challenging it again. Pre-firing the vents. Nobody there, though. Going for the peek back into middle, and that's an easy frag to be picked up. Mouse already down. Expect somebody else to be in the corner. It's Oscarish who picks up the AK and now covers Existence, but the aim punch is too much to handle. Existence with a good triple kill on Cash. Holding on to middle, such a crucial part of the map. And Existence is doing his job, and more than his job. 14 frags for him. Ten on Shocks and 8 on Scream. The terrorists are fed up. They want to go for a quick A push. But they slow down again, and now they will prepare an execution from A main. They have quite a lot of grenades. They could have set up on the outside of main. Smith will be really close, but they make their way inside. The smokes are out, but Shocks is in, and he gets the first frag. He gets a second as well. He's still inside the smoke. He turns around, disposes of the bomb carrier, and everything goes south. Smith's the only one, or the last one, to pick up the frag. And the terrorists with Oscar, the only one to get a frag here in this very, very big round for Lounge. They could have avoided looking back at a draw. And they could have avoided having to save again. Now the loser bonus is obviously close to maxing out soon. So that keeps the terrorists from going for the full investment, but they still have a Tech 9 on 2 players. They will use it into their own advantage, obviously. Innocent with the AK headshot onto RPK. The B bomb site has been compromised by the terrorists, but the CTs still have 1 player over there. It's Shocks with the AWP coming in from middle. Next Titan is looking rather safe. There is Shocks removing Innocent. Mouse is standing in vent still. Ooh, getting a good tag onto Shocks. He runs away, lets his teammates work. It's Scream in CT main. And as soon as Mouse tries to cross over to the bomb... Oh, they don't even know that he didn't cross to the bomb yet. But Scream has him covered nonetheless. Titan make it 7-6 with a 4-round streak. 7 out of the past 8 rounds in their favor. Another 5 AK buy-up. Second last round of this first half. Lounge really need this one. And they will go for the execution from outside of main. Mouse will be the one to take point with his support Oscarish on the door. The CTs are highly focused on middle. And Shocks already spotted somebody. Just sending a shot off, scaring the terrorists away for a second. Scream on the forklift, closing out the first, the second. He took his time on the third and goes down to Sparrow, but Smith is already there backstabbing the rest of the terrorists. And that's, again, Titan having everything covered and completely up to every single round that Lounge throws at them. They had a rough time at the start, considering they lost the pistol, and then made the first weapon round quite close. It's not that big of a deal for X-Titan to have lost those 5 rounds at the start. After that, there was not much to gain for the terrorists anymore. Very decisive rounds as well. Overall, a team effort by Lounge, with Mouse and Sparrow not having that big of an impact, but somebody has to flash and smoke in, and somebody has to go in first and get the frags. On the other side, we have X-Titan with 17 for Existence, 15 for Shocks. Scream is closing the gap as well to 11. And the Frenchman a level ahead, in my opinion, compared to Lounge. Double up again. This time it's Existence picking it up. Kappa feeling freedom. And they will unleash every single eagle to fly freely over the mountains. Looking for some stray deer to pick up and then drop on the mountains to kill it with it. That's actually how eagles sometimes work. They don't kill themselves, they just take it up and drop it from above. And Kappa drops some terrorists from above. They hit head first. 2 first frags for the CTs. Mihu is answering back, making it a 3v4 again. Keeps CSGL Lounge in the running for this round. Oscarish with a good heads-up frag onto Shocks, who overextended it a little bit, in my opinion. But Mihu is down to 9 HP. He should be an easy frag, especially if you hold an AWP, like Smith does. 2v3. The bomb is still in the hands of the terrorists, but they only have control over that tiny part of the map, which is in fact quite big if you consider how important it is. But if you're only 2 players, it is quite hard to do something with it. Usually middle is more or less important if you can split with middle. If you have 5 players running from middle through Speedway or through vents, that's not going to happen. And now trade by Oscar. 1v2. RPK is rotating in the back, and Existence tries to keep the terrorists from planting the bomb straight away. And he already makes his presence known. He tries to delay Oscar with that and wants RPK to pick up the frag, but RPK holds his horses. Oscar with the frag on the first one. Now it's up to Existence with a 5-7. Oscar needs to go for the bomb plan, and as he puts it down, Existence is there. Patient play by Existence, winning the 1v1 on top of his lead fragging and leading. He is getting it done. Existence and X-Titan up 9-6 in the first half. So everyone follows Smith for now. He will be the guy to take point on the B-bomb set in the pistol round. And they guess quick as it goes. He's got 2 frags in the back. Lounge is reeling there in the ropes or on the ropes. Innocent tries to retaliate something, but he's quickly being spotted and covered by the terrorists. Now Mouse with an important frag onto Shocks. Smith is still holding on to Check-It as Mouse gets another frag. Smith is clicking away onto Mihu. He's pushed by Mouse now, and Mouse will get that frag. Triple kill for him. Now he's up against the rest of the terrorists. He needs to ace them and get the defuse at the same time. He needs to hurry up as well. Existence having some trouble, but the jumping block is a little bit too strong. Titan make it 10-6. They win the pistol round on the terrorist side. And now let's see what they can do with it. They need to win at least the 3 opening rounds. If they won't, this could really spark some hope for Lounge. The CTs with the upgraded pistols, but they already suffer the first casualty. Luckily for them, they drew it in their own favor first. Innocent goes down to Scream. Mouse is coming in from Check-It as well. Oh, wow! That was a little bit of a mess there by Mouse. Going down to Scream. And Mihu, the last man, all the hopes lie on his shoulders. If he pulls this upset, that would be really awesome for Lounge. But he won't, and X-Titan make it 11-6. And I don't know if they will give this game away again. So, some risk taken by the Frenchmen. Only keeping their 2 AKs they had, and the rest goes for SMGs. But they execute some quick middle play, and Shocks holds on to A main without too much problems. Shocks and RPK with more frags. And it's all over a little bit too soon. X-Titan make it 12-6. 21-20 for Existence and Shocks. 18 rounds in the game. More than 1 frag at least for those 2 guys, and almost 1 frag each round for Smith and Scream. That equals almost 4 frags in every single round, and I mean, what can you do about that? It's really, really hard to counter that. Now this round should be easier to counter. The terrorists have 3 SMGs still, and only the 2 AKs they had from the previous round. Lounge on the other side with the 5 rifles and a heads-up rotation already. They get the first 2 frags. Oscarish with the triple kill. Now he picks up the MP7, ends up with a weaker weapon than he had before, but his teammates are covering him and they move in for the frag. Mihu does not have any trouble against Smith. Shocks with the Mac-10. Gets some more money, but Innocent will dispose of him rather quickly. 12-7, the Poles are back again. And yeah, some guys pointing out that Titan brought Fnatic on the brink of defeat in SLI League finals. And that's, you know, if you see Fnatic struggling at the start of a tournament, you always think this time will be the time that they will go out in groups or in the first stage of playoffs. But no, they always manage to get back and then win a tournament. It's amazing how they manage to do that. And Titan is their kryptonite, so to speak. Smith and company on that full buy this time around. They don't go for any SMGs. It was just because they had them anyway, so they didn't want to buy up AKs and drop those SMGs, while they could have tried, or they did try, with the weaker guns. Now they have those AKs back, and RPK opens up middle, but Innocent is quick to reply and close that opening again. Smith has to retaliate with his AWP, but he doesn't spot the CT, so he has to change his angle. Scream needs to move in and plant the bomb. And Smith rings off that first shot. Scream boosts up Shocks, and Sparrow with the frag onto Smith, making it a 2v2. Now Shocks with that crucial position. He spotted Sparrow already on the way towards the forklift. The death cam helped out a little bit, and together they will make it happen. Kappa with a 13-7 scoreline against Lounge. 6 rounds between them and the CTs. And another eco round coming up for the Poles. And a 6-round difference gives the terrorists the space to fool around a little bit, to go, for example, for that Mac-10, to try and get one player a lot of money. They can also try a few strategies in the weapon rounds without danger of, you know, quickly losing control over the map or the economy. So Shocks with that frag onto Mihu, but Innocent with a cheeky P250 boost onto Scream, and Existence is running into some trouble. At least he trades equally. A 3v2 though in favor of the Terrorists quickly gets turned into a 3v1, and Sparrow is already compromised and spotted. Titan make it 14-7. 2 rounds to go for the Frenchmen to win the game in the Gameshow Global eSports Cup. They are the favorites in the group, in my opinion. They are together with Mouse Sports and Space Soldiers. So Mouse Sports could give them a run for their money, that's for sure. But we are going to see that later on. Not today, though. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but DreamHack Leipzig is coming up, and I'm busy casting and traveling for this weekend. Oh, the CTs keep the terrorists busy. Oh, Smith still equipped with that Mac-10. Oh, he just holds down and just pray to the lords of CSGO. Now he goes down to Mihu. 3v3 evolves. Existence with a quick headshot onto Innocent, drawing it into the man advantage for Existence. X-Titan and Sparrow with the Mac-7. What can he do about this? He's just holding on to the B-bomb site. He needs to let the terrorists get close. If he peeks out too early, he could be killed already. Now that headshot will not happen. Mihu, though, will get the kill onto Scream on the other side of the map. And the terrorists still have to pick up the bomb and plant it. They have so much time on their hand, they can even go for an A rotation. But they won't, and that's Mihu's chance to do something. Won't do anything though. Existence had him covered. 25 for Shocks, 24 for Existence. And RPK is still sitting at 8, but he doesn't have to worry. He was the biggest part of the Dust 2 stomp that X-Titan came up with. Sparrow just simply can't get too many frags here. He's still sitting at the bottom at 8. Now, last effort by Lounge. Kappa with a chance. 8 chances to win this matchup. Their first matchup in the Go Champions, in the Global eSports Cup by Gameshow. And we have 2 Mac-7s for Mouse and Sparrow. Sparrow is in a good position. Mouse is too. The question is, however, will the terrorists run into those positions or not? Scream will definitely, and Smith will go there too. Sparrow just needs to wait a little longer, just a tiny amount longer, and the terrorists will run in him. He picks up the first, the second as well. RPK with the trade, and Mouse has to go for the rotation. RPK and Smith have to plant the bomb together. The CTs are on the full go already. RPK with the trade frag, but Oscarish is able to surprise the terrorists a little bit. RPK turns left and right. He picks up another frag, but Oscarish picks up the orb and wins the 1v1 from above. Keeps Lounge in control. Not really in control, but he does keep them in the game. Smith and Shoxy are fed up. They go for the double AWP setup. A huge investment for X-Titan. But as I said, they have the space. The amount of rounds they are in the lead is okay for them, so they can go and try that double AWP setup. Sparrow and Mihu will punish them for trying it though. First AWP is taken out, so is Scream. Mouse with a P90 frag onto Smith, and Innocent with a frag onto Existence, leaving it up to Oscarish to mob up the last onto RPK. Lounge claw their way back, make it 2 rounds in a row, and leave the Frenchman saving. Lounge have picked up those orbs though, and what was the plan for Titan? To win a round with it turns against them and gives the CTs a better chance at winning their own map, their own rounds. Lounge cannot afford to make a single mistake anymore. Sparrow is not doing that. Innocent and Mihu follow it up. RPK, the last man, he goes down to Innocent. And Lounge make it 3 rounds in a row. They're looking strong and stronger by the second. Their economy doesn't matter anymore. They can't save anyway, so they will buy whatever they can. And their money is good enough. So even if they should suffer 4 losses, you know, I mean 4 casualties, they will still be able to buy up without problems. Kappa is going for an A execution here with the upgraded pistols, some armor and a few grenades. The Frenchmen try to at least plant the bomb, maybe get a few frags, and the chances of that happening on cash are quite good. The A bomb set is tiny, and if you smoke off the right angles, you can make the distances really small. First few frags in favor of the terrorists as well as the CTs, who had Mihu answering, but the terrorists have picked up the AWP for Smith, and he's gonna be a crucial point for them. He's getting boosted up, gets a frag onto Sparrow. The CTs are shy of any frags. Oscarish is the only one surviving that, and he still has to defuse the bomb. Getting another frag here. RPK picks up the AWP, and he gets spotted by Oscarish, but RPK's Tech 9 is too strong, and the Frenchmen make it 16-10. 26 frags for Existence. And the crucial frags by RPK. 2 frags in an in a forced buy by him. Great stuff by Titan. They didn't have the best of the first half, but they were showing their resilience. 6 rounds in a row. So you can follow me on Twitter. You can see my tag over there in the bottom left corner. I would greatly appreciate that. I thank you guys for tuning in as well. We will be back with some more action next week when it is Global Esports Cup time again. Really big shout out to you guys. Sleep well, nice dreams, and yes, it's just 10 minutes until it's tomorrow, so I hope you guys don't have to go to school tomorrow. Oh no, wait, it's Friday tomorrow, so yeah, maybe you need to go to school. So Go to bed, boys. I thank you guys for staying around. See you soon.